expression, red sky at night, shepherd's delight, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning? Well, it's not very helpful in this case, because it says nothing about what to do if it lasts all day. You might think that the only way to experience such an unusual sky would be to visit an alien planet, but this video of Brazil shows otherwise. The cause of the blood-red clouds spreading across the sky is a complete mystery, as are the mysterious noises that go along with it. However, it might just be a convincing fake, as this seemed to be the only video of it spreading online. But if this is indeed for real, one possible explanation might be that Brazil was experiencing an extreme case of what the UK did a couple of years ago. Check it out. In the case of the UK, the explanation was actually quite simple. A storm was heading straight for them from the east, and it had brought with it air from Eastern Europe and even the Sahara. That meant a whole lot of dust entering the atmosphere all at once, which light from the sun filtered through in a new and interesting way. Whether that applies to the Brazil case is a mystery though, so let me know what you think in the comments. Number 9. Wavy cloud video. With weather reports and storm warnings being so accurate nowadays, it sometimes seems like we've learned all there is to learn about clouds. However, new types and formations are being discovered all the time, and some of them look straight out of another world. What you just saw is usually called a wave cloud, although its technical name is asperitas. They were only classified in 2009, after one enthusiastic photographer and researcher spent 30 years taking pictures of their unusual shape. If you think they look scary or ominous, then you're actually partly right, as they usually form following thunderstorms. Although they can often look stormy or threatening, seeing them doesn't usually mean a storm is on its way. As to where you can find them, your best shot is to head to the plains in the US, as that is where they're seen most often. Number 8. Sun pillars and red sprites. So the reason this next video is so interesting is that it almost looks like something that could happen in real life, but it pushes things just a bit too far to be believable. The common explanation from conspiracy theorists is that it's clearly a wormhole to another dimension, or some kind of alien plasma technology. Now, I did some digging, but I couldn't find this footage from any other angle or source, which makes me think it's probably fake, but you can decide for yourself. With that said, even though it might not be real, it looks eerily similar to another natural phenomenon that is totally real. Sun pillars are caused by light reflecting off of ice crystals in the atmosphere, and they can manifest as huge vertical pillars of light, just like in the video. Granted, they tend to be a different color and are most common at sunrise and sunset, but they're easily majestic enough to be confused for alien technology. However, if you're thinking that the first clip looks far more ominous than a sun pillar, then this phenomenon might be a better fit. Red sprites are electrical bursts that sometimes occur above storm clouds, lasting only a few milliseconds at a time. They're much dimmer than lightning, but also look even cooler, and could definitely be mistaken for some kind of evil alien invasion, don't you think? Number 7. Black ring in the sky. So I know many people are quick to yell aliens when seeing something in the sky they don't understand, but honestly, in this case, I can't blame them. The ring on the left in this video clip was spotted hanging around in the sky of the UK back in 2015, and at the time, nobody had an explanation. Meteorologists quickly dismissed rumors that it was some sort of odd weather phenomenon, and the fire department confirmed that there had been no fires in the area. Not only that, but the ring didn't appear to be smoke, as it kept its perfect shape and didn't dissipate. Thankfully, we now have an explanation. It's the result of people messing around. You can even create the effect in your own backyard. Turns out it was a smoke ring after all, just one created in a very technical and specific way. Mystery solved. Number 6. Searchlight in sky. Next time you see a video on the internet that people are claiming is aliens, check and see if it's actually a missile, because you'd be surprised how often those two things get mixed up. I mean, way back in 2009, this spiral in Norway was causing chaos for conspiracy theorists, with people assuming it was everything from aliens to wormholes leading to other dimensions. Turns out it was actually a failed Beluga missile launch, which had malfunctioned in the third stage of its trajectory. The spiral had been created when the exhaust of the missile came out sideways and sent it into a spin, which looked extra unusual through the haze of light and clouds. That wasn't the last time a mix-up like that happened though, as strange lights were seen in 2015 and 2017, both times due to missiles being launched off the coast and seen from California. The first time, it was naval test firing that caused the commotion, but the second time, Google was actually to blame, as it was testing a new SpaceX satellite. With all that said, by far the coolest visual provided by any of these tests was in 2011, when an ICBM missile launch caused an atmospheric flare that looked like a ring of light in the darkness. Number 5. Yellow light in the sky. We've either been able to explain or debunk completely most of the phenomena so far, but even experts seem to be stumped by this one. Before I dive into some of the explanations out there for this mysterious clip, take a look for yourself and see what you think. Odd, right? Obviously, a lot of people's first thoughts was aliens, but we're going to go ahead and disregard that one right away. At first, many astrologers said the explosion looked like a meteorite burning up due to contact with the atmosphere, but meteorites usually streak white across the sky, and this one didn't. The brightness and speed of the explosion make it seem more likely to be military, perhaps due to a rocket blowing up or a scheduled explosive ordnance disposal. However, the Russian military denied any connection to the explosion, so perhaps this is one phenomenon we'll never get to the bottom of. Number 4. Ball lightning. Ball lightning is one of the most interesting phenomena out there, because even though it's been observed and recreated by scientists, we still don't know how it happens naturally. In fact, when reports first started coming in about them in the 60s, scientists thought they were completely made up. Reports vary when it comes to what they look like, with some saying the lights are the size of a pea, and others saying they can reach several meters tall. However, all reports agree that they're very dangerous and unpredictable, as they can even explode and leave the smell of sulfur behind. I don't know about you, but this definitely looks like something that could explode to me.
Шаровая молния.
Number 3. Fata Morgana. If you've ever heard the story of the Flying Dutchman, then you're probably more familiar with this next phenomenon than you might think. I mean, sure, the ghost ship that can never go home is definitely the stuff of fiction, but where do you think old sailors got the idea from? Chances are, when they saw the famous ghost ship float above the water or vanish in the blink of an eye, what they were actually seeing was a Fata Morgana. A Fata Morgana is a special kind of superior mirage, which occurs when layers of different temperature air cause light to bend, reflecting something that's below the horizon line above it. The disappointing thing is, the most famous example of this kind of thing happening actually didn't happen at all. Just take a look. Tons of news outlets reported on the floating city as a Fata Morgana, when in fact it was just a clever hoax edited on the computer. However, just because that particular clip was a composited image of a city, that doesn't mean there aren't some pretty awesome shots of the real thing. Number 2. Fire rainbows. Don't be fooled. This next phenomenon might be called a fire rainbow, but it has nothing to do with either rainbows or fire. In fact, it often looks more like an oil slick, with a blend of color spreading out from behind a cloud. It can also take the form of multicolored flames licking the sky, which might be where the term fire rainbow came from. Either way, this super beautiful display happens when sun or moonlight is refracted through tiny plate-shaped ice crystals, which are suspended in the atmosphere and hang in the sky. In its rarest form, the rainbow actually forms a full arc, which looks like a halo around the cloud. However, this is an even rarer sight, and fire rainbows more often show up in pieces, either forming just part of an arc or a patchy blob of rainbow. Before I reveal the most amazing sky phenomena, I'd like to remind you to subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. We upload amazing fact-filled list videos daily. Also, make sure to click that bell icon to stay updated, or you'll regret missing out on some amazing knowledge that could have filled your brain. Now let's get back to it. Number 1. Ring clouds in Jerusalem. So if this was real, then it would seriously be the coolest thing in this whole list. since it looks just like the gargantua black hole from Interstellar. With that said, I'm just not sure it is. I mean, this video shows a rainbow arc apparently hovering in the sky above Jerusalem, reflecting different colors across itself. Not only did this apparently happen on Easter weekend, but the woman talking even says it's not her footage, as it was sent to her by a friend, which makes me a little suspicious. With that said, what makes me extra skeptical is that videos emerge of the sky doing cool stuff over Jerusalem all the time, like this one from 2016, which turned out to actually be part of a VFX artist portfolio. So which phenomena in the sky did you think was the strangest? Can you explain any of the more mysterious ones? Or have you been lucky enough to witness any of these in real life? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.